doing NBA player props here for Friday, November 4th. Before I get started, there's a link in the description below to sign up for PrizePicks, or you can use promo code TUFF to sign up. PrizePicks will match 100% of your first deposit. There is also a Discord link in the description below this video, where the main server is completely free, as well as a Patreon link is in the description of this video as well, where I do post all the player props here that I'm making on PrizePicks for each given sport that I do play: NBA, college football, and NFL player props on PrizePicks. Patreon to post every single day. Let's get into it. We have an absolute massive slate today in the NBA. I believe there's 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12 NBA games today on this slate. So a massive slate here. Still early. There's obviously not the full slate of props here on PrizePicks to choose from, but we are going to get to it. Two player props here that I like for Friday, November 4th here. Obviously a massive slate. Obviously by the time this video, some Patreon plays will be live as well. But let's get into it, you guys. Again, not a gambling expert. This is not financial advice. These are simply just the plays I'm personally looking at making. Hopefully giving you guys some insight and analysis to make your own player props here. But let's get into it. The first one I like is going to be one that I just think is way too low right now. Just a pure momentum play as well. It's going to be Desmond Bane over 21.5 points here. Desmond Bane has hit this well over his last 4 games. 38, 31, 32, and 29 points over his last 4 games. Okay, and it's surprising to see this at 21.5. I do think this has a chance to bump up. So if you're watching this video and the line has already bumped, again, I probably like this at 22.5 as well. But 21.5 points here for Desmond Bane has just been playing absolutely phenomenal, shooting at such a great field goal percentage: 66, 61, 47, and 43 from the field. Taking at least 8 plus 3-pointers a game. I mean, if he can hit 4 of those. I mean, he's shooting 72, 75, 33, and 62% from three-point range. I mean, if he could literally hit 5 3-pointers, it's already 15 points. Taking 21, 18, 23, and 16 shots per game here. I love this play here. I think the line is way too low. We've seen the shooting guards do pretty well against the Hornets already this season. McCollum, RJ Barrett, Jordan Poole, and Kevin Huerter have all had 21-plus points already. I mean, Kevin Huerter just the other day had 26 and 5 against the Charlotte Hornets here. Just on Halloween. But also I like this play because as far as team pace goes, offensive pace, the Charlotte Hornets are 5th in pace and the Memphis Grizzlies are 8th in pace. So 2 top 8 teams as far as pace goes. I expect a ton of scoring in this game, and high-paced games, fast-paced games are really the types of games that Desmond Bane thrives in. You can see here, I mean, the over-under is set at 227.5, which is one of the higher over-unders on the day between Charlotte and Memphis. And Charlotte, honestly, keeping games pretty competitive here. I mean, Terry Rozier currently, I believe he's still doubtful for this game. But Charlotte has been keeping the games competitive. They're 3-5. This isn't just a blowout type of game here. I definitely think this game has a chance to be pretty competitive. I believe this game is going to be played in Memphis as well. So if you take a look at Desmond Bane's at home, he has a 38-point game already at home this season, which, I mean, 38-point game at home. He's gone 3 straight games over 21.5 on the road, 29, 31, 32. Back at home here, where he's had his highest scoring game of the year already this season. At 21.5 just seems way too low for me, in my opinion, for Desmond Bane to not hit the over on this. Again, we're going to ride with it. First play of the day, Desmond Bane over 21.5 points. You could also, honestly, just want to give you guys this as well. Take a look at his over 25.5 points plus assists. I mean, it could be a valid play as well. I mean, he's averaging, I think, 5 assists this season: 7, 2, 4, 5, 6, and 4, and 7. But again, at the same time, to hit 25.5, I believe he's probably going to need to hit at least 22 points. So again, keep this in mind. But I love the 21.5 points here for Desmond Bane. Taking the over on it. Playing today is going to be Jason Tatum. And I'm going to play his over 33.5 points plus rebounds here against the Chicago Bulls. So Jason Tatum, as we can see here, he's actually points plus rebounds. Again, you don't want to get too caught up in just the stat muse, like recency bias type of thing. But I mean, this is a good stat to look at here this season for Jason Tatum. He's hit the over here on this one 6 of 7 times already this season. So his only miss of less than 33, you can see points plus rebounds. His only miss of less than 33.5 is here against 27 points plus rebounds when he only played 27 minutes. Right, I believe this game may have been a blowout. Yeah, 112 to 94. Yeah, it was pretty much over. In the start of the fourth quarter, was just made a little bit of a late comeback in garbage time. But I mean, in 27 minutes, he had 27 points plus rebounds, and that's his only miss this season. Every other time he's hit the over 34, 34, 38, 39, 47, and 48 points plus rebounds for Jason Tatum this season. He is a superstar in the NBA. So I'm trying to, at least for these YouTube plays, for the most part, add at least one superstar to these, as far as a prop goes for these videos, because I mean these are the guys that are going to produce, and these are the guys that are, you feel the most safe about, I guess you could say. But he's already faced Chicago once this season, right? You can see here 34 points plus rebounds. So he did hit the over, right, on this line of 33.5. He did hit the over once already this season against Chicago. He barely hit it, right? 34 flat. He had 26 and 8 in 35 minutes. But he did also have his second worst shooting percentage or shooting performance of the year. He went 8 for 18 from the field on the road in Chicago. 44% from the field. His only other worst game than that was when he had shot 38%, but he also had 12 rebounds to make up for it. But I think he definitely bounces back and plays a little bit better here at home. It's not off any sort of back-to-back or anything for Jason Tatum. Fully rested. He's back at home in Boston. He, again, like I said, hit this over 6 of 7 times already this season. And you can see opponent averages, right? I mean, Jason Tatum is like a small forward, power forward. I would just consider him a wing. But like for this example, right, opponent averages small forward position points. The Bulls are giving up the 5th most points to the small forward position at 24.5. So him and Jaylen Brown definitely, flip here, small forward, power forward. You could consider them both small forwards. They're wing offensively, they're wings, right? I mean, defensively, you could say Jason Tatum maybe guards the 4, or sometimes Jaylen Brown does. They're interchangeable. So at the 5th most points to the position in the league, 24.5, 7.4 rebounds to the position as well, which is good for top 10 in the league as well. I think it's a great spot. I think this game also too is going to be pretty close. We can see here the over-under is set at 223.5. Boston is the favorite in this game, obviously it being in Boston. But that previous game, right, Boston at Chicago, was a somewhat of a close game. 120 to 102 that Boston lost that game. Boston obviously trying to redeem themselves from that loss in Chicago. I definitely think they bounce back here. I definitely think Jason Tatum has only missed this once this season. Has already hit this once already against Chicago this year, shooting his second worst shooting performance of the year in this game when he did hit the over. So Jason Tatum over 33.5 points plus rebounds. Desmond Bane over 21.5 points. Someone left a comment on, I think it was my last video or in the Discord, when we took Julius Randle, last YouTube video that I did it for NBA, I believe on Wednesday. And Julius Randle, we took it over like 18.5 points, and he only had 14. He had 11.5. He only had 14. And someone put, I'm done betting on bums, right? So, and that really kind of resonated with me, because it's like, man, you sweat the bums, and not any player in the NBA is a bum, but it's I'm definitely looking to bet on guys that are like solidified, have a strong chance of hitting overs, especially on points or points plus rebounds or PRA or fantasy score. Like for Jason Tatum or Desmond Bane, for example, and I'm just talking about this, straight shooting it to you guys. Like, if these guys don't hit, it's because they had a bad shooting night. I feel like both of these guys here, and I think you guys can agree with me, that if these guys both don't hit on these props, it's because they shot poorly. It's not because of opportunity. It's not because of volume. It's none of those things. So, this is like as good as you can get as far as like safe floors, in my opinion, for both these overs. So Desmond Bane over 20.5 points, Jason Tatum over 33.5 points plus rebounds. Locking these two in. Let me know in the comments below how you guys feel about these props. Hit that subscribe button, drop a like on this video, and as always, let's cash.